Statue of K. Kamaraj, unveiled by Shri Rajiv Gandhi, Prime Minister of India, on 18th July 1985.
Reads the plaque on the K. Kamaraj statue on the Kamaraj Road at the Prime Chowk. Kamaraj stands there with his desi attire of shirt and a mundu, with his hand on his hip looking at the Prime Chowk roundabout from the sidewalk across the road, wondering if people passing along recognize his existence here. This is Sushmita Pai, and you're listening to Statues, Politics and Memories, a podcast series discussing political history of India through statues of New Delhi. In this episode, we look at the statues that came under Rajiv Gandhi and how it played along with the political agenda during his time and the statues of other political leaders. Most of the statues in the public domain pay tribute to the Indian political leaders. Out of the 9 statues of political leaders, you find 3 of them huddle around the Prime Chowk roundabout. One of them is K. Kamaraj, as already mentioned, the leader of the INC-O. When Rajiv Gandhi came into power in 1984, the first statue he put up was of K. Kamaraj and paying a tribute to him. At another exit of the roundabout, we find V.K. Krishnamenon standing wearing his dhoti looking into the roundabout. This was also put up by Rajiv Gandhi in 1988. Menon was the Defence Minister of India during Nehru's reign. Along with these 2 statues, the statue of Yashwantrao Chawal, the first Deputy Prime Minister of India and member of the INC, was put up in 2001 by Atal Bihari Vajpayee, the Prime Minister of India from 1998 to 2004. Very few of the public of Delhi know that there are 3 statues around this roundabout, yet they are still unaware of who these people are. The dark bronze statues are slightly camouflaged with the landscape around it. The eyes of the public go to the large roundabout and not at the statues. Rajiv Gandhi also put up the statue of another INC member on the sidewalk of the Red Cross Road. The statue of the first president of independent India, Rajendra Prasad, in 1987. It is during the same year that he put up the statues of Lenin and Alexander Pushkin. There are statues that do not become part of the memory after it has achieved the agenda put forward by the patrons. The statue that has baffled everyone in Delhi is the one in Nehru Park, Chanakyapuri. Most of us would imagine the statue of Jawaharlal Nehru in a park that is named after him. But inside the huge park, there is a statue standing alone, even without a plaque. The statue of Vladimir Lenin, the Russian Marxist. The statue is again unveiled by Rajiv Gandhi and the USSR leader Mikhail Gorbachev. Rajiv Gandhi visited the Soviet Union on his first state visit abroad in May 1985 and signed 2 long-term economic agreements with the Soviet Union. In turn, Gorbachev's first visit to a third world state was his meeting with Rajiv Gandhi in New Delhi in the late 1986. They had quite a personal rapport too. This is an evidence to world relations India had at the time. Along the same visit, both Gandhi and Gorbachev unveiled the statue of Alexander Pushkin as well. Pushkin stands on a sidewalk near the Mandi house and is now mostly camouflaged by the trees around him. To make him more invisible, a sculpture has been installed very near to the statue, redirecting the people towards the sculpture and not the statue behind it. Both these statues express India's world relations in the 1980s. Yet, in the current year, both these statues have become invisible. After Rajiv Gandhi's government till 2014, we see unstable and coalition governments in India. This is an exception for the Narasimha Rao-led INC from 1991 to 1996. During his reign, he put up the statue of Tanguturi Prakasham, the first Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh, in front of the Andhra Bhavan. Narasimha Rao also hailed from Andhra Pradesh and paid tribute to the first Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh. Another statue commemorating a political leader came as soon as Manmohan Singh resided over the INC in 2004. The very same year, he put up the statue of Rajiv Gandhi throwing a garland near the parliament. This portrays that the INC still follows the path of the Gandhis. The sculptor, Professor Latika Kut, shows the statue throwing a garland off. The position of the statue is just outside the Parliament complex. His stance could also mean that he is throwing the garland at the Parliament House. The statue and his stance puts in a subjective memory to an objective action. In 1998, when the first coalition government under Atal Bihari Vajpayee completed its 5-year term, we see two statues coming up during this period. One of Yashwantrao Chavan, as mentioned before, and then the statue of Tara Singh Ji coming up in front of the International Center for Sikh Studies. There are no surprises here to see a Sikh political leader in front of a Center for Sikh Studies. There is also a direct memory that relates to putting up the statues. The agenda would be orchestrated to personify the person portrayed in the statue. One of them is K. Kamaraj. When Rajiv Gandhi came into power in 1984, the first statue he put up was of Kamaraj and paying tribute to him. During the reign of Prime Minister Narasimha Rao, we see the statue of Tanguturi Prakasham, the first Chief Minister of India, to come up. Another person commemorating a political leader came as soon as Manmohan Singh came into power. He put up the statue of Rajiv Gandhi the very same year. These examples construct memory, which is paying tribute to the political leaders. There is a direct connection with the agenda, the person portrayed, and the memory constructed. In the next podcast, we will be discussing statues that were recommemorated, replaced, or relocated. Stay tuned.